Hi everyone, this is me again, Khalid Awdallah. Welcome to my fourth and final episode from DNA Center series. In this episode, we will have a live demo over Cisco D Cloud for Cisco DNA Center, including most of important features that are supported in Cisco DNA Center. Thank you.
Okay, to use this DNA Center demo, you need to firstly access to dcloud.cisco.com, then log in using your username and password at cisco.com. Then find content, type here Cisco DNA Center demo. You should use this demo. It's instant demo, so no need for scheduling for this demo. Just read these notes carefully and download the resources or the 3 labs for segmentation, assurance, design, and provision. Then press view. It will forward you to the Cisco DNA Center that is installed on Cisco D Cloud. Log in using username and password that are provided into the labs, these labs. Okay, now this is a dashboard for Cisco DNA Center. This is some statistics about your network health, and this is some statistics about your configuration in Cisco DNA Center. Then these are the modules that we have explained before, and these are tools that we have explained also before. Okay, let's first start with the design module. Into this design module, you can add all of your sites, including the actual location of these sites. So for example, let's check for this site in particular. This site, this is the building name, this is hierarchy. This site is under global, North America, USA, California, San Francisco. So North America, USA, California, San Francisco. We will find this building, and these are the floors of this building. This is floor number 1, for example. This is the wireless topology for floor number 1. You have to upload the image of this wireless topology, for example, and you can place your access points here. Keep in mind that Cisco DNA Center doesn't do a predictive site survey for you. It's not like the Cisco Prime, at least so far, so you need to place your access points manually. Okay, and then, for example, if we want to of course, I can add a new site or import sites or maps. Here, I can add the network setting per site or globally. So in such case, it is globally. I can add the ICE IP or any kind of Redis or Takakis servers, the ICE authentication or the server that is used for client authentication, DHCP servers, DNS servers, and syslog servers. Just please keep in mind that this session is not about configuration. This is about an overview demo for Cisco DNA Center. For accurate configuration for each part, please check for on Cisco website for end user guides for Cisco DNA Center. You will find this for all versions. This is the latest version 128, and this is the configuration guide or end user manual for everything. This is, for example, how you can discover your network step by step for all details. Okay, From here, you can add your device credentials like CLI credentials and SNB credentials, for example. And from here, you can add your QoS profiles. For example, if in your customer case, he has multiple sites with multiple WAN providers, and he asked you to apply different quality of service profiles for each kind of service provider. So you can create multiple profiles. Some profiles are based on 4 classes, 6 classes, 5 classes, and 4 classes, and apply for each service provider this QoS model. So when you build your site, you only specify which service provider will be used, or which one service provider will be used in this site, and then the quality of service will be applied automatically. Of course, from another tab or from another place in DNA Center, you can create your own profiles. And here, if you want to add if you need to add wireless configuration, here you can add a new SSID with everything. So no need to access your wireless controller anyway. You can create everything from Cisco DNA Center related to wireless and just push the configuration for your wireless controller. Here for image repository, you have all iOS images that are used. For example, for Catalyst 9300, you have this image by default. Okay, for some series, if you have multiple iOSs for the same hardware platform, you can tag one of these images to be something called golden image, and you will find this golden star in front of this image. In such case, by default, any device related to this hardware platform will be upgraded automatically to this image, unless you specified clearly that I need another iOS image for this device. Okay, so let's discover the policy module. In policy module, you can create different kind of policies. You can create your group-based access control policies, which is network segmentation. So you can allow some scalable group users to connect to another scalable group users. You can create your own IP-based access control, which is similar to IP access control list. You can create your own quality of service using application. You can create your monitor sessions between 2 destinations in the network to monitor the traffic between, and you can create your virtual network. This is the dashboard for all kind of policies. So you have 2 virtual networks. You have your 18 group-based access control policies. You have 0 IP access control list. You have 0 traffic copy policies. You have 33 scalable groups that are imported from Cisco IS. As we have mentioned before, to have this group-based access control, which is network segmentation, you have to integrate your Cisco IS with Cisco DNA Center. And these are all the policies that I have. Okay, let's discover the group-based access control. Let's create a new policy. For example, I need to create a new policy, so I will call it test 2019. And here some description. Let's skip now the contract, we will get it later. In this policy, I need doctors, for example, and nurses, and for example HR users, not to connect anyway to access points, to lights, to finance people for whatever. Okay, then I have these sources and I have this destination, and I need to apply a policy between them. So here add contract. I have here 3 predefined contracts: deny TFTP only, or deny all, or permit all. For example, I will choose deny, then save. So my policy now is successfully created. This one. Okay, what if I need to add a new contract? Contract means the policy you need to apply between some source groups and some destination groups. For example, here I will add contract called test 2019, test 2019. I don't know what is the problem. Okay, this is the implicit action that will be applied if no actions is mentioned, so I need here to permit. Actually, it takes some time to load this protocol, especially on DNA, on dcloud. So here you can find over than 100, here you can find over than 1,000 applications, or you can define your own new application. Of course, because it's not loading, we are not able to create any new contract. But anyway, when you create the new contract, you can use it for creating a group policy. Here, these are the scalable groups that are fetched or imported from Cisco ICE. What if I need to create a new group? I can ask it to create a new group. Then it will forward me to Cisco ICE to create the new group, as I have mentioned in a previous session. Here, if you can find this IB is 228.240. This is the IB of Cisco ICE that I have defined here. And this is the integration part between Cisco ICE and Cisco DNA Center. Of course, check for configuration guide for full needed configuration to integrate between Cisco ICE and Cisco DNA Center. From this tab, I can create IB access control list. I can add a policy and specify the source IBs and destination IBs and the contract and direction, outgoing or incoming. Here, I can create my easy quality of service profiles. So if I want to add a new policy, let's call it test QoS 2019. This is for wired, not for wireless, for example. I need to apply this policy to France, Germany, England sites. I need to have a certain queuing profile that we will discuss later, and I need to apply all this configuration or this queuing and application category over the 4 service provider profiles that we have found at the beginning of this lab. Or you can click here, but actually it doesn't work fine in this lab. You can click here and choose which profile you need. Okay, now Cisco categorized all applications, all recognized applications into 3 main categories: business relevant, default, and business relevant. For example, for authentication services, these are all applications that are used for authentication. What if I see that authentication services is not business relevant? It needs to be moved to default, so I can move it easily to default. If general media is business relevant and consumer gaming is business relevant, it's up to me. Then I can save these categories as a draft, or I can deploy them right now. Also, if I made many changes for applications and I need to reset everything, so everything will be reset using this button to Cisco validated design categorization. So now I will save it as a draft. It's saving now. Okay, now it's saved, and I need to create a new queuing profile. So let's here test 2019. I here need to increase the bandwidth of voice. For example, decrease Okay, so here it gives you some recommendations according to Cisco validated design if you want to follow this information. Anyway, I'm playing here, so it doesn't matter. And then I can save this one. So I have here a new queuing profile. From the application policy, I have this application and it is saved as draft. I can, from actions, edit. Then I can use, it should be displayed here, but sometimes this happens. Okay, it's not displayed here related to a certain bug, but I should find my new profile, queuing profile here to load it and then deploy this quality of service policy. Here, these are all the applications that is discovered by Cisco DNA. They are 1,401 applications. If you want to check every one of them and move any one of them to another category. For example, if you want to move this application to another category, you can do that from here. Okay. Then from here, from traffic copy, you can create your own traffic monitor sessions, and from virtual network, you can create your own virtual network. For example, if I want to isolate any kind of group, user groups into a certain virtual network to isolate them from the other network, I can do it from here. And as I have mentioned, ICE integration is mandatory to have this feature working. Now let's go to provision module. Provision module is used mainly for two things: for configuration pushing and for fabric creation. Let's start for configuration pushing. This is a first dashboard for provision module. It displays all of your devices, including switches, access points, wireless controllers. This is switch with wireless controller. This is pure wireless controller. If I want to see some information about a certain device, I just click it like that. And from here, I can upgrade the operating system and I can push the configuration that I need. For example, from here, I can provision first, then upgrade the iOS or push any kind of configuration or any kind of configuration templates that I have created before. Also from here, I can create my fabric. Here I can add a fabric or add transit. Transit is a network between two fabrics to connect these two fabrics to each other. It's not a fabric itself, but it's a transit network, like MPLS network, for example, between two sites. Then let's go for the most important module or the most powerful module of Cisco DNA Center, which is assurance module. This is the dashboard for assurance module. It gives you overall health statistics about all of your devices, your wired clients and your wireless clients, and the statistics about these wireless clients. Of course, you can deep digging into everything. For example, here, view network health. It gives you information about all of your network devices health, including which is up, down, what is the problem of any device. And of course, you can get your interfaces, usage, memory, CPU, any kind of hardware monitoring and data monitoring. Also, from here, you can check your health for applications. This is every application, and if this application has a problem, for example, here you can check for poor health applications and why this application has poor health. For example, application experience, this application has maybe a high delay. Because of that, it has a very bad health. Health numbers are from 1 to 10. Of course, 10 is the best and 1 is the worst. And from here, you can check for all of your issues, for global issues. These are P1 issues. For example, OSPF adjacency failed on this device. You can check for the description of this one, and you can have a remediation plan or suggested actions related to according to Cisco tag experience. For example, here, ping the neighbor IP to verify connectivity, and this is the command should be used. If you just type run, it will display this is the ping, so ping is successful. Check OSPF neighbors. Okay, so I need to run this command. Let's run now this, and this is the show IP OSPF neighbor, and both of them are full, so that's good. Show run section OSPF to check the authentication, and this is the show. Then etc. until if you failed to solve the problem using the first 5 suggested actions, so in such case you need to contact Cisco tech. And from here you can manage your tests or IBSLA tests, and if you have any scheduled captures. Actually, this is not only the function of assurance module, but also you can use your assurance module to deep troubleshooting for your network problems. For example, if someone called Grace called you and told you that she has a problem with her iPad connecting to the corporate wireless, normally you should ask her about her iPad model, where she is located, to which SSID she is connecting to, her username, and multiple information like authentication method, for example. But here you can just type her username. These are the 3 devices that she's using. We need to check for iPad, or we need to check for her in general. These are the 3 devices that she is using. She has an iPad, and yes, really the iPad health is 7, so she has a problem. Mainly, apparently the problem is during this time period. I can check for the issues. For example, network latency for application MS Office 365 is above threshold, and I can here also have some suggested actions. Wireless client took a long time to connect to corporate SSID. Then I can have her onboarding information. Her iPad is connected to corporate SSID using this access point and using this wireless controller. And also it gives you information about access point itself and wireless controller itself. So if you are suspecting that this wireless controller has a problem, you can check this wireless controller using device 360 because it has a health score of 5. Then you can have her application experience. You can check which applications are being used by her iPad, from business relevant, business irrelevant, and default application categories, and all information related to her wireless connectivity, as if you are checking this information directly from wireless controller. But fortunately, you don't need to access the wireless controller anymore. You can get all of this information from Cisco DNA Center. Also, she have called you later and complained about her PC can't connect to her friend's laptop. So we can use this tool Path Trace to check the connectivity between the 2 laptops. The laptop, her friend's laptop IP is this Becky PC wired. Then I can choose a certain protocol to test between, or generally. Here I can choose a certain test protocol to be run. This is the refresh interval. I can check also for access control list trace, and here I can include status for everything. This is the path trace between the two laptops. This is the first laptop of Grace connected to this access point, connected to this switch, then this switch, and information even about the interfaces and about everything, then connected to the wireless controller, and the cobweb is initiated between the access point and wireless controller, then connected to the switch and this switch, and connected to this PC at the end. Here we have notice that we have an access control list. If we just move the cursor over this switch, it will display that we have an access control list egress on this interface, and the access control list result is denied. So this access control list is denying the traffic between the two laptops. I need to solve this problem by modifying this access control list. I can modify this access control list either manually or by using Cisco DNA Center to push configuration to this device to modify the access control list. Now let's go to the tools. Let's discover the tools. We have many tools or applications that are installed over the Cisco DNA Center. The first one is Discovery, and this Discovery enables you to discover your network either using SNMP or CDB range LLDB. And here is the inventory for your devices. You have everything, information about all of your devices. If you just clicked on any one, you can find all status related to almost all interfaces and everything. Here you can find the topology module. This is the full topology for full network. You can filter this topology, although it doesn't work fine in this lab for filtering, but you can filter your topology for only displaying the contractor's VRF, which, as I mentioned, it doesn't work fine for this lab. Another application is image repository. You can have all of your images here, and you can upload all of your new iOS images for using it to upgrade your devices. This is the command runner. If you want to run multiple commands, CLI commands on multiple devices simultaneously, you can here search for your devices. For example, I need to run the same command on these two switches, then show version. This is the command. I can add, then I can run commands, and eventually I can get this output. Okay, let's not wait for it. Here, this is the license manager. I can check for licenses over all devices, and this part can be integrated with Cisco Smart License Satellite Server. Here is the template editors. I can create my CLI template from this application. Here I can add a new template, and this is, for example, the name of the template, blah, 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 blah. And here are the devices that I need to create a template for, and the iOS type, the software version, everything, then eventually I can add my CLI template. So for example, it can be used for applying vanilla configuration for devices. Once the device is plugged into the network, this template will be applied to this device. For network plug and play, this is the module, or this is the application that can be used for applying configuration. Actually, you can here create a workflow. This workflow is the steps that DNA need to follow for this device. This is the workflow vanilla, for example. This is the description. Firstly, I need to modify the image, or I can make the image second one. So for example, firstly, I need to apply the vanilla configuration from template. I can specify the template, for example, this template. Then I can specify the image that need to be applied for this device. Here I can import the image, and I can, for example, renumber the stack license after the image, or after the vanilla configuration and the image apply. So this is a very important part for LAN automation. Meanwhile, in version 1.2.5, we are working now on version 1.2.5 in this lab. This is a beta version for network and plug and play. Starting from 1.2.8, this application or this tool is integrated into the provision module. So this application is not displayed anymore because it's a part of the provision module. And lastly, for telemetry, it's something like applying IBSLA between two devices to test the connectivity for a certain application or for certain network element. Okay, let's discover for some extra options like system settings. Here you can check for system 360 for the DNA center itself. So it's up, you can check your cluster if you have a cluster, and from there you can check for software updates. You can update your system by downloading all packages and then update it. It seems that this feature is disabled for this account or demo account, and this is your setting. Data platform is about APIs. From here you can access all your APIs to check for external systems integrations. And here you can create your users, and this is for backup and store. Finally, this is about DNA Center. We are using this 1.2.5. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it's helpful for you to discover more information about Cisco DNA Center, and I wish to see you again into other trainings. Thank you.